Hey there, it's me, Greg T, just doing a quick video recording of the some of the I guess menu and or not menu, but the header and footer areas when it comes to the Divi layouts and how we kind of prefer to do these things. Now, there's several different ways, so I'm going to kind of show different things and different ways we can go in and take a look at that. And it's just because one of these ways is going to work best for you. So let's just check this out. Another tab here, I do have the one page, the home page, open in the staging area of a new website for us here. And I want to kind of show how we can edit the existing one, but I'm also going to show where you can create a brand new one as well for the entire site. So let's first start with this one, editing the existing one. So I'm going to enable the visual builder as you would do for any page that you're doing for. Now the way the page is built, just like it's kind of set up with the basic concept being the same as any other WordPress site, in that you have your header area, your content area, and then your footer area, and that's all split up and changed depending on how you build. Well, in this case, of course, we're opening the main area, and then we go into the edit the header template at the top. Now, the reason that this one might actually come across and appear a little bit different is you'll see that they've got this interesting little overlap, or underlap, if you will, of this section from the main body of the page to the header. So I'm going to do something and actually go back to the main area. I'm going to click something to show you something. So the way this has been actually created and worked out is when we go into the advanced section, and I believe it's the position. Yeah, we've gone relative and up here. So usually default is sits a little bit different. Okay, we're doing it a little bit differently here for one main reason. I wanted the menu to be invisible, or I should say, I wanted there to be no images and nothing. I want it to be transparent as far as the menu section in the header is concerned. And as a result of that, had to kind of set this up so that it would hang out relatively underneath here like this. And then I created my spacing from there. So let's look at editing the header, and I'll kind of explain where this may look and appear a little bit different. What's happening here is, and this is my bad when I tried to explain previously, is that everything's all green. Why is that? Because it's all been saved as a global element. So being global, it goes to the bright green to say this is now global. So if you make one change, it'll change it site-wide. I did that because sometimes when people are building and playing with sites and doing things, they may change this whole header, do a whole bunch of changes, and the header doesn't allow you version control like the content or the page body area does. So if I go to edit page section here at the top and check the version control, I can revert, but it won't revert the header. So what I've done is created a global element, or a template, if you will, of the header, so that if anything gets changed and messed up, it's easy to go back. But let me show you here how that changed. So let's change the background green here. Go to the far left here, we're gonna click the gear, go to the background, and there's your background green right now. We can start changing that and doing different things there. That's how that, that's not gonna work color-wise, but there's where that edit happens right there. Same for this section here. It's gonna come across a little bit different. It's got nothing in the background, it's transparent, but we could change that too, which of course we don't want to do. And that changes the whole section because it's been brought forward as far as the Z index. What's the Z index? In case, some people will know this, some won't, so I'm going to kind of show. You can change positioning here, when it comes to the Z index here, and change the layer and where it sits. That helps you to layer sections on top of or behind and so on and so forth of each other. So that kind of explains that one. I'm not going to save this. I'm going to leave this here for the actual editing side. But I want to show where you can build this. Okay. So let's kind of go down here, and we're in the back end dashboard. We'll scroll down to the bottom where the most of the Divi menus are. And I'm going to show you, first of all, in the Divi library, where that global element's saved. So if I kind of go through, there you go. Builder, full element, builder, full menu, builder, main menu, and right here, global elements over there with the green globe there. So that's how that's been saved. But it's the theme builder I want to take a look at for building your own, or one from scratch. Let's go to theme builder. Now I will dig into a few extra things here, but there's a darn good reason for it. Here we go. We're going to do so here we've got several headers and footers, as you can see here. So headers for posts have been created, 404 page, all pages here as far as the default, which is going to be the same because that's whatever's green is the same. The support ticket for Penguin Hosting, that's a different header again. And Alberta South, a different one. Why? Because what's happened is I've used my website for landing pages for some other things. So I've created headers and footers that mirror other sites, for, and in this case, it's for when people book a meeting with me through BNI, which I am a regional manager for. That way they get the customized thank you page. And I just created it here on my site because I could. So let's go in how you create your own header for your website. Here for the default, if I go into here, I'm going to click edit. What I could technically do is go in here and change and create and do all that kind of stuff right within here. So where I show the editing in the previous on the full page right here, it can also be done in this section. And the same thing, because these are all bright green, again, that's going to come out the way that I said as far as being a global element, but you can still make those changes, right? I'm not going to say that again, but you get that. And I'm going to get out of there, and let's create one. So let's say none of these exist. We're just going to create a new template, okay? Build a new template, and I'm just going to create something random here because it won't operate the way that I want to. And let's get rid of these. Let's add a custom header. So brand new one, or one for your own site, you'd be doing this. Custom header. We're going to use a build custom header. It's then going to open up just like it does for a page. So all you're doing is creating the header section the way you want it. Let's say we're going to go here. We're just going to go here. We're going to say we want this to be the menu. I'll use this menu, that whatever pops up, just for whatever reason. You can add your logo to it. I'm going to pick this as my logo for fun. And elements, we can say show the site title. We can do a whole bunch of stuff if we want to here. In this case, I'm going to say no, we don't need that. Search icon, we could add that. There it goes there. Add the shopping cart, all those sort of things. So there's your first level. Link, this is always a good one for the logo link. Should go to the home page ideally. So in this case, I'm going to create the home page and put that there. Background, you can change the color. We're going to go black for this one just for fun. Actually, not in this case. You see, this is only the menu area. So I'm going to say, no, let's not do that. Reason I'd like to do this is a best practices on our end, is that the section then should have the backgrounds because it's the main, if you will, background area. But let's fix this around. So we're going to go to our menu text. We're going to say we want that to be all capitals. We're going to make it bold. We'll make the text a little bit larger, make it like that. And we're going to say, let's go right justified. Looking better as far as the menu is concerned, right? And we'll say, yes, that's good. Yes. And then we're going to say, you know what, this menus, sometimes I like those to be a little bit bigger. I can change the sizing on that. We'll go overall, we want the max to be 100% because that's to help with your screen size and your responsiveness. And here we're going to go 90% for this. So it increases. Now we can drag and drop too, do either way. We're not going to use, customize the gutter or bring it into 2. That's good. All right, and here, and this is fast, I realize, but it's just to kind of go through quickly here what can be done. Now I go and say, okay, obviously the color for that text isn't going to work. We can either create it this way or go down to where it says dark light and say it's light text. There you go. And fix our spacing. Looks better. There's a menu. It kind of works there. Maybe the logo's too big. We want to shrink that. No problem. Go in here. We'll go into our sizing and right there, logo max width. Let's bring it down in size. Now this is an exaggeration, obviously, but you can totally go wherever you like. And there we go. Drag this up a bit. Drag this up a bit. And we now have a much more fine-tuned menu. And then to create the thing that's very similar to have these buttons and so on and so forth up here, what we did was create another one, another section, adding, this here. I'm now going to do this. Here's a fun one. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to say copy row styles. I'm now going to right-click to this one and say paste row styles. It now pulls that one out as far as the padding and the 90% and 100% settings we put. Kind of cool. neat ways of getting around and getting things done faster. And I'm now going to put a button here, and I'm going to say we want that to be our office phone number. Oops. We'll put the dash there. Our link then is going to be to that number, and whenever anything takes you off site, like to make sure it opens in a new tab. That's what that's going to do. And we'll pop that in there. And again, shrink this one down, shrink this one down. Let's say we want that menu up there. Done. So that's kind of how that could work. We could, I guess, change that button and say, we want that to align to the right side instead. There we go. That balance is nicer. It seems a little bit, seems a little bit more natural. But you get that. So what you would do then, in this case, is you would save the menu. Okay, and again, this is if we're building a brand new one for a website. And I'm just going to say, yep, that's good. And there's our custom header all set. All we'd have to do then is at the top, save the changes, and it would apply to all the pages if we were using the default one, or if we were creating, the default website template. And that's it. Now in this case, I'm not going to save this. I don't need it, so that's not it. But that's how you build that. Same as the custom footer. In this case, you go down here, you've got all these different things in the footer. Instead of using widgets and stuff like used to happen with WordPress, you can now go in here and create your own footer. In this case, it's going to have all that, and it can have as many things or as few things as you like in it. We can put a form in this footer. We can put, a default little divider thing just to make it look fun. That's going to go on every page, and it just makes it and keeps it consistent across the board. And of course, save when you're done. That's everything. So yep, I'm going to get rid of this one. We're not going to save the changes. I'm going to refresh and say just reload. We don't need to save. And that kind of explains that stuff. Don't restore. We're good. Hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions with this, reach out anytime. You know that. Take care.